Welcome to Thoughts on Ministry podcast with Ray Eppard, a podcast focused on helping you be more effective as you serve God. Now, here's your host, Ray Eppard.
Hello, hope you're having a great day today. Thank God the Lord is good and His mercy endures forever. And especially when it comes to ministry, that's something you need to keep in mind, that you're always in a position for God to help you. He desires to and He wants to. With this, we started last time looking at what I call the leadership scale. And we need to determine where we are on that scale. And with that, that determines our measure of effectiveness, and it also impacts the problems that we have. Certain spots on the scale have more problems than others. And so we want to stay away from the problems and we want to move to the good places. So with that, last time we talked about the positional leadership. And with that, we do have a position in leadership, and that brings us a responsibility. With that, however, the negative side is when people begin to function positionally in the sense of, well, you're beneath me, or even it can go upward. Well, I'm not getting paid for that. You're the one, getting that, and that's not my position, And they think positionally. That almost always creates problems, creates issues. Now, the next piece on the scale, the next section on the scale is relational, a relational leader. You see, one of the things that the positional lacks is a care and concern for people. And as a matter of fact, it communicates a lack of concern for people very frequently, especially when it's being used in the negative sense. And so with that, the relational endeavors to go past that, to actually show value, to show concern, to show interest in the people. And that is a good thing. Just like with positional, we need to understand our responsibilities. With relational, the good thing is we do need to understand the value of the people that we're dealing with and working with. The negative side of relational is where you can end up forgetting what the assignment is. And it ends up becoming just a buddy system, and we're all buddies and we're all good, and we're not really looking to accomplish anything. We're not looking to fulfill our purpose. And as we talked about a little while back, when it comes to our definition of success, the one I use is, am I going to hear, well done, good and faithful servant? And at that point, yes, we need to value people, but we also need to get the job done. It's not an either or, it's a both. The negative side of relational is where it can keep from actually accomplishing things, but the good side is the valuing of people. So often in the world today, so many jobs, even in the natural world, secular world, do not value the people, do not see them as important as really having meaning. It's just, you're here to produce this and get out of our way, make it happen, get out of our way. But people have value. People matter to God. That part factors into the relational. And in ministry, if there's anyone that should know that the people matter, it should be those in ministry, because basically the main thing that we've been sent to do is to let them know that God loves them and God cares for them. And at the same time, you have those people telling them that God loves them, but turning right around and acting like they don't matter and that they don't care. And we're going to work you into the ground, and you just need to come back early tomorrow for some more. People don't owe that to the ministry. You say, well, they owe it to God. Yeah, but there's a difference between us and God. We didn't die for him. He did. He died for him. And we need to understand the difference, and we need to have Jesus as our example, and we need to follow his example. Even the woman caught in adultery, he showed value to her in that situation. There's so many things with ministry today. If we disagree with people, then we just throw them away. But that's not what Jesus did. Jesus valued everyone. Well, that's my thoughts on ministry today. God bless you.
You've been listening to Thoughts on Ministry with Ray Eppard. Remember to subscribe to our podcast on iTunes, Podbean, Stitcher, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter.